Yo, what's good, everybody? It's Mr. Allen Park 313. Just got done looking at the Detroit Pistons game against Houston Rockets tonight, and kind of ran across a video on YouTube. One of my homeboys in the DVE crew, Everything King, and he was asking, "What the Detroit Pistons still worth watching?" My response to that personally, I'm only speaking from my personal standpoint. I can't really speak for nobody else. But it doesn't really matter if we were the number one seed or we wasn't going to the playoffs at all, which looks like that's going to be the case. Me as a fan, I don't really get to see them that often. Live where I live down here in right outside of Austin, Texas. So every opportunity I get to see them, I watch them play. Doesn't really matter how the season's going. You know, so I look at it like I can't just ride for them when things are going well. When Chauncey, Rip, Rasheed, and all them had their great run for like 6+ years. Of course, that was some of the greatest times. Even going back to some of the bad boy eras, but obviously we had a rough patch. But there's plenty of reason to watch. And if you're going to watch, like my reasons is to see who's still giving effort. Because right now they have every reason in the world, especially on the road against the playoff contender, to just lay down and get totally blasted off the court and not really give a damn. But I want to see who was out there giving it all. I want to see the effort. I want to see who's going to bring what next season. So that's another thing you have to look out for. Who's going to bring what next season? Let's see Henry Ellison, how he plays out. What he played had a pretty decent game tonight. And listen, my whole thoughts on Ellison, I would really like to see him get a lot more playing time next season. And it's only so much you can learn at D League playing against fucking bombs. You got to put a player like him, especially when he was drafted, out there on the court against the big boys and see what he got. I think he can only get better from that point. We had a pretty monster game from Boban tonight. That's really good to see. He gave us 27 points, and so excuse me, trying to get the right camera angle with this. Using my phone right now, my computer at the same time. I want to see a little bit more consistency at a KCP right now. I don't know what's going on with him. I haven't been too impressed with his last few games. I know he's trying to get a max contract right now, and I know he just recently had a DUI situation that does not look good. Guys, how serious it was or not, but you got to be all in, especially trying to get a max contract. Our starters, we didn't really get too much out of our starters tonight. Ish Smith had a good, decent game at 20 points. Ellison chipped in with 15. So I think we definitely have pieces there. Well, we just need to add, some shooters. I think in the draft, and who knows what's going to happen in the next free agency period. But I definitely think we definitely have some assets that we can really utilize to get this team better. Especially if we end up having a strong draft, which is why I kind of advocated for us not to even go, because the way we played down the stretch, we was gonna get pasted by whoever we played in the first round. And I'm not one of those dudes that say, "Oh yeah, we made it to the playoffs. I'm good with that." Like, no, listen, we gotta set ourselves up for the future. Period. And if that means sitting the playoffs out so we get a better draft position, then so be it. I'm not. I get no pleasure out of watching my team get swept or get you know blasted out the fucking arenas. But to say they made the playoffs, that gives me no satisfaction whatsoever. If they're going to make the playoffs, I want to see a competitive product on the floor. Period. Even if you lose the series, at least you go out there and you gave it your all and you fought. At least the other team that you got done playing know that they was in a battle with you. But if they make short light work of you, then there's really no point. So I'm not never been one to just be happy just to making the playoffs. That's bullshit with me, and that would never fly with me personally. I can't really speak for nobody else. And didn't really get much of a game out of Marcus Morris, only 2 points. Drummond, that's another player I want to see a lot more consistency out of, not only with these next two games, but going into the next season. Um, we only got 8 points out of him tonight, along with 9 rebounds. Um, I think he can be one of the top five big men in the league. He definitely has that potential. He definitely has that talent. The only problem I have with him is his consistency. You just never know what you're gonna get out of him, when you're gonna get it. Monster game one night and he completely egged another. So with his salary, we know we can't have this. We need you at a higher level every time. Now I know you're not gonna have like monstrous games every game. I mean, I get it. It's a long grueling season, and if you get fortunate enough to make it to the playoffs, it's even longer. But at the same time, um, you can still maintain your consistency, and I would like to see a little bit more of that out of Andre Drummond. And that's just me personally, My bad, homies. Tripping. But that's pretty much it. I think so crazy. I never thought in a million years. I'm gonna digress a little bit, but I never thought in a million years I would see the day where the fucking Detroit Red Wings and the Pistons missed the playoffs in the same season. First off, the Red Wings ain't missed the playoffs in over like 26 high seasons or something like that. I could be wrong, but I know it's been a long time. So, and what's so even crazy about that whole scenario is not only are the Pistons and the Red Wings missing the playoffs, this is the last season in their respective arenas. The Red Wings playing at the Joe and the Pistons playing at the Palace. This is the last year from both playing in those arenas before they come, join together downtown. So it'd have been nice at least for the Red Wings to go out in the winning fashion, at least towards the playoffs. Make the playoffs the last season. I mean, it's your last season in the Joe. I mean, they got so many members at Joe Louis Arena. It's ridiculous. I mean, I have many members myself going to the games when I was growing up. So, but they kind of harp on the Red Wings a little bit. I think it's definitely time for a change in the front office. It's time for Ken Holland to go. Um, I don't think I pretty much. He used to be one of the best GMs in the NHL. Period. He has done so much for the Wings. I totally get that. He's done a lot for the organization. I think they got four cups on the Ken Holland, if I'm not mistaken. So he's done a lot. I totally get that. But the last time the Red Wings won the Stanley Cup was in 2008. They've been going to the playoffs up until this year, but it's pretty much been early exits, and they just look like are pretty much an expansion team. So listen, this is the thing. Sports is a results based business. It's a what have you done for me lately business. Bottom line, So if you won a championship going on 10 years ago and you haven't really have done much since, you at least have to be in contention on a consistent basis. I understand no team is gonna win it every year. Some teams have the luxury of order are fortunate enough to win back to back championships or 3 or 4 within a few years. I get that, but you at least be in the hunt, and that's what the Red Wings used to be. If they wasn't competing for the cup, they were in contention for the Stanley Cup. Now everybody kind of got so lax and content with just making the playoffs, keeping this meaningless streak going. I don't give a fuck about no playoff streak. If you're not gonna do shit when you get there, then what's the fucking point? Like honestly, just to say you gotta play, or we've been going to the playoffs. Just I mean, yeah, that's nice, but what have you done since you've been in there? So I think this is it's almost a good thing that this streak came to an end because I thought that fans and the organization were starting to get content with that. Oh, yeah, well, at least we got our playoff streak going. No, so now you humble yourself and you can start over and regroup. And hopefully this all season they make necessary changes so the Red Wings can get back where they used to be, the dominant team they used to be. Get younger, get faster, get more, whatever you got to do. Especially show up the goaltending situation. I think that'd be key for the Red Wings. So anyway, kind of going back to the Pistons. The reason I'm personally watching them, as I kind of mentioned before, is I want to see what we got for next year. Who's doing what? Who's still out there playing like, you know, that's the last game ever, you know. And so it was tremendous effort. We locked up on defense tonight. Um, Hell of a game by Boban. A lot better than I thought it was going to be. He's not the fastest in the world, but I still think that we can definitely utilize him in the future in terms of his size. He's a great free throw shooter to be his size, and that's another asset that we can definitely use, especially with Drummond having his struggles. So I'm just really, really proud of the effort tonight, man. Despite not having too much to play for, but tremendous effort, man, and this effort resulted in a win, for the team. So I'm gonna finish watching these last few games of the season and just get ready for the NBA draft this year and see get ready for next year. That's the only thing you can do at this point. So I'm looking forward to seeing the Lions' new uniforms. I just gotta. I haven't seen them. I've seen rumors of images, but something tells me like, man, I'm gonna fucking hate them, dude. I'm gonna really hate those. I hope not. It doesn't matter what they look like because I'm going to get one, but I rather like the jerseys. It's definitely time for some new uniforms for the Lions, so I'm just kind of anxious to see what those are gonna look like, and that's on the 13th. So about a few more days, and we finally get to see, and I will be in front of a TV or in front of my computer to see what those look like. I'm thinking more anxious than that than the draft for some odd reason. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still excited for the fucking draft, but I really want to see what those uniforms will look like, especially with them getting four new uniforms. So I'm super excited about that. Super excited about the Wolverines, man, just find shit to be positive about, man. I mean, your season to go as you playing for the NBA, but it is what it is, man. Life goes on. We'll be back next year. So let me get on out of here. As always, I love when to send a big shout out to my DVE crew. Y'all know who y'all are. This is Mr. Island Park 313, and thanks for checking me out.